in the field light, all day light, all night light, on the blue light, offense light, defense light, his squad light, house call light, in the sound light, in the sound light, in the sound light.
I feel like I say this every offseason for the NFL, but my gut's telling me once again, this is going to be an interesting season. I mean, you got to really pay attention to all the teams in the NFL. Well, not all of them, because, some of them are still stuck on, But some of these teams are making some interesting moves to not just, take anything lying down. They trying to get in the fight as well. Like, look at the Titans, for example. They not fading. They not laying down. These boys are trying to fight. Well, on paper anyway. In the first round of the draft, they drafted C.J. Latham, a tackle to help keep Will Levis on his feet and get the ball downfield. And speaking of downfield, the Titans have made it known that they plan on being a heavy passing offense. They went out and got Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley in free agency, and they already had D-Hop, which speaks for itself. Then they picked up Tony Pollard to help out in the backfield. Picked up a few guys in the draft to improve their defense, as well as signing L'Jarius Sneed.
That boy is good.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Tennessee's not messing around. A lot of people were expecting them to take a step back, especially when they decided not to re-sign Derrick Henry to a contract. But they're looking around in their division and they're seeing all these teams getting loaded and bringing in these great players. So they're taking it upon themselves to get loaded too. I mean, Houston's already shown that they're all about trying to be a problem for everybody else. Having the reigning rookie defensive and offensive player of the years this past season. Not to mention them bringing in Mixon, Hunter, and, this guy named Stephon Diggs. Maybe you heard of him. And with Anthony Richardson coming back for the Colts, they're going to be spoiling for a fight too. Bringing in pass rushers, new receivers, old receivers, keeping running backs. Yeah, they're going to try to bring it too. And forget about Jacksonville. They ain't laying down for nobody. They're trying to go out there and do everything they can to make sure that they stay relevant, including bringing back throwback jerseys that they shouldn't have changed in the first place. All I'm saying is for the 4 teams in the AFC South, it's going to be a dog fight for that division title. But then, then I look at teams like the Bengals and the Bills, and nobody's really talking about it. Nobody, from what I've heard or seen, but these teams are in trouble right now, y'all. Now, I'm not saying they're slouches or they're slackers. I'm just saying that right now, they're in prove-it mode, and they're in prove-it mode at the wrong time. I just talked about the AFC South loading up. Their team's trying to be great in what they're trying to do. But they're in the AFC too. And for Cincinnati at this point, I'm just simply waiting for all the Burrow praise to start coming because he's back on the field, he's throwing the ball, and everybody just loves kissing his butt.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
But when you guys are done doing that, I really need you to sit down and think about a few things, like the simple fact that y'all lost Tyler Boyd to the Tennessee Titans in free agency. T. Higgins wants out of Cincinnati. You traded Joe Mixon to the Houston Texans, because that was smart. But don't worry, they went ahead and brought in Zach Moss to replace him. Because Joe Mixon's so easy to replace. And on top of all of that, they play in the toughest division in football. Don't believe me? The Browns, Steelers, and Ravens were in the playoffs last year. Say what you want about the Joe Burrow situation, about him getting hurt. Joe Burrow's gotten hurt pretty much his whole career in the NFL. They were 1-5 in their own division last year. And none of these 3 teams are going to make it any easier. Steelers was loading up at the quarterback position, which really was the only need that they needed last year. If all of Cleveland's major stars stay healthy, they're going to be a definite problem for Cincinnati. And then there's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. You not say more? I'm just saying, football is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And right now, a lot of these teams are catching up to Cincinnati as far as star power goes. The AFC is getting loaded, and I'm not seeing that changing anytime soon. But hey, at least Joe Burrow doesn't play for the Bills.
Yo, no, this can't be happening!
I'm telling you right now, the Bills front office are either smoking some serious Mary Jane, or they just have so much confidence in what they have, they can throw away anybody and still think they'll be relevant in the upcoming seasons. You let go Gabe Davis, then you trade away Stephon Diggs, your 2 best wide receivers, and then you get to the draft, trade out of the first round, then you call yourself replacing them with Chase Claypool and Keon Coleman, a rookie. You're replacing these guys with this. Y'all in the same situation that Cincinnati's in. Your division is loading up their armory. And you guys think now's a good time to start gambling and roll the dice and take a chance. I know you guys got Josh Allen. He's no scrub at the quarterback position. But this is an uphill battle. I genuinely hope that the plan you guys have laid out actually comes through and works for y'all, because if not, then y'all gonna have to deal with the Bills Mafia. And speaking of the Bills and the Texans, Stephon Diggs. What's going on, man? Now, I've never met this guy, never been around him. All I've heard is that he's been problems in the locker room. He's saying things. He's been a headache, so that's why the Bills traded him away, and that's why the Vikings traded him away. Like I said, I've never talked to the guy, never met him. I can only go by what I see. And what I see is, I see everybody talking about, he's a diva, he always wants the ball. I'm like, bro, he's a wide receiver. If you got a wide receiver that doesn't want the ball, then you doing something wrong. But every single time that I've seen personally Stephon Diggs throw any kind of shade or frustration or irritation with the organizations is when the team has potential to win, but they keep doing the same stuff over again. The organizations are making moves that are questionable even for the fans' perspective. So you can't really get mad at Diggs. Now look at the Vikings, for example. When he left, what were the Vikings doing? Did they win championships? Did they win the Super Bowl? Nah, they didn't do anything. They had to change up stuff. Head coach lost his job. Got a new GM. And look at what they've been doing. Look what they just did in the draft. Diggs wants to win. He wants to win the Super Bowl. That's what any player that goes to the NFL does. Y'all can call him complicated, call him a bad teammate, but I don't know. I'm not in the locker rooms. I don't see how he is. But from the sidelines, the only time I see him flipping out is when they in playoff or any kind of situation where it's important and the teams fall short and he gets ticked off. But now y'all went ahead and sent him to the Houston Texans. Over there with C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell and Joe Mixon in the backfield. And did I mention that the Texans play the Vikings and the Bills? Hold on to your butts, guys. And stop the presses. Stop the presses, you guys. It's official. Miami is now the new dream team. They have signed OBJ. It's over. He's going to be teaming with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and these boys. This is the same team that dropped 70 points with these guys last year. Could you imagine what they're going to do this year? And need I remind you that not only is he on the Dolphins, he is now on the same team as Jalen Ramsey. Y'all remember the last time these boys were on the same team? It's officially over, everybody. Don't get it twisted, you guys. All of this looks good on paper. But this is paper season. When it comes to the whistle being blown and the game being played on Sundays in a few months, then I'll take that seriously. But until then,
Who cares?
the AFC has been loaded with powerhouses for a long time, and from the looks of it, it's not going to be changing anytime soon. And I'm absolutely loving that fact, because nothing provides more entertainment than competition. And I haven't even talked about the NFC yet. Thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.